What's up? I'm Jeff Haynes from Tech Bargains, and this is the video review of the Sony Xperia Tablet Z. Trying to say that there are a lot of Android tablets on store shelves is clearly an understatement, because it seems like there are new ones being released every single day. Sony decided to add to the Android bounty by introducing the Xperia Tablet Z, which is its latest device. Does it seem to be exactly like the other slates on the market, or does this manage to stand out from its competition? Let's find out. The Xperia Tablet Z that we reviewed was powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 quad-core processor running at 1.5 GHz with 2 GB of RAM. It also came with 16 GB of flash memory that could be expanded via MicroSD card up to 64 GB. The device ran Android 4.1, or Jelly Bean, along with a customized Sony UI and apps. It also displayed content on a 10.1-inch multi-touch reality display running the Bravia Engine 2 with a native resolution of 1920 by 1080. Finally, it came with a rear-facing 8-megapixel camera, front-facing 2-megapixel camera, Bluetooth 4.0, and water and dust resistance. One of the first things that stood out about the Tablet Z is just how light and thin it is. Sony claims that it's the thinnest and lightest 10-inch tablet in the world, and that definitely shows once you pick it up. The unit is just 0.27 inches thick, making it thinner than an iPad mini, and it only weighs a hair over 17 ounces, as compared to the latest generation iPad, which is almost 1.5 pounds. The light nature of the device means that you can actually operate it with one hand without worrying about getting tired holding the tablet for very long periods of time. Another plus about the Xperia Tablet Z was the fast quad-core Snapdragon processor, which crushed almost everything thrown at it. Flipping between home screens or web browsing was unbelievably quick, while the tablet had no problem with 1080p YouTube videos. While we did notice some slowdown when it came to scrolling through text and a few web pages, we couldn't determine whether that was an issue tied to the combination of Android 4.1 and the Sony UI, or if that was because of something else. Hopefully this issue will be solved with a future update. While calling the screen the reality display is somewhat absurd, and it doesn't have the highest resolution of other 10-inch tablets, the Xperia Tablet Z shows off bright, vibrant colors for content that could easily be viewed outdoors. The Full HD resolution makes the tablet perfect for watching movies, and if you have any long flights, downloading a few movies and plugging in some headphones will definitely make the flight a lot easier. Overall, the visual experience was quite nice. We detected some system bloat on the Xperia Tablet Z thanks to some of Sony's add-on software, but the software also provided a few advantages for the battery. The stamina mode for the battery lets users kill all network connections for the tablet to boost its standby times. We left the tablet on standby with half the battery for 5 days and discovered that it had 35% remaining when we picked it back up, which was excellent. You can also customize the stamina mode as well, even allowing things like emails only to come through while blocking all other connections. That's an excellent feature. Finally, it was nice to see that the device was actually water resistant. Sony claims that the tablet can sit at the bottom of a tub for up to half an hour without being damaged. We wouldn't swim with the tablet, but it's nice to know that it can take the accidental spill or shower if you're outside without suffering major damage. It's also dust and dirt repellent thanks to the gaskets that cover its ports, meaning that you can take this tablet to the beach or other places that you might keep other devices away from. Even with the strengths of the Xperia Tablet Z, there were two things that impacted it. For one thing, the camera for the tablet is weaker than we expected, which was rather surprising. Sony is an electronics giant that produces great professional and consumer cameras, but for some reason, the rear-facing camera is abysmal. While the shutter speed for the camera was fine, the images managed to come out very grainy. We don't know who uses their tablet to take photos, but it's still no excuse. It's just not good. The other issue we had was related to Android 4.1. It was, and still is, a good version of Android, but it's starting to get a bit old, especially given the fact that 4.2 came out in November. Considering that the Xperia Tablet Z just came out, it doesn't make sense that this wasn't included natively on the device, especially since it can be upgraded to 4.2 anyway. There are lots of Android tablets out there trying to make a splash in the market, but the Sony Xperia Tablet Z is more than your average device. The Xperia has great design, is incredibly light, and extremely powerful. It can take the accidental splash from a spill or a downpour, and it makes a very compelling argument in the 10-inch versus 7-inch form factor debate by giving you the extra screen real estate without giving you the extra weight. If you're in the market for an Android tablet, we highly recommend the Sony Xperia Tablet Z, which is why we decided to give it a 4.5 out of 5. For the latest coupons and deals on devices like the Sony Xperia Tablet Z, be sure to check out techbargains.com/Sony. To enter our monthly giveaway, make sure you always check out techbargains.com/YouTube, and to watch our video unboxings, video reviews, and exclusive video features, be sure to go to techbargains.com/videos.